For this lesson we need to open the sample file, First Quarter Sales and Profit 6. The AutoSum tool is very useful for quickly inserting sum, average, count, max and min formulas into cells. Many Excel users never get any further with their formulas than this. But in this session we'll create our own formulas without the use of AutoSum. You'll be amazed at how easy it is. First of all, I'm going to delete the current values in cells A10 and B10 by selecting them and pressing the delete key on the keyboard once. I'm now going to type the word costs into cell A11, press the enter key and type the word profit into cell A12. I'm now going to invent some costs, let's say 83,000 for the month of January, and my challenge is to put a formula into B12 that will work out how much profit we made, which will obviously be B9, the sales figure of 129,000, minus B11, the cost figure of 83,000. And here's how we're going to do it. I press the equals key on the keyboard once. I then type B9, which is the cell that has the sales figure in it. Then the minus key on the keyboard once, and then B11, which is the cell with costs in it. And when I press the enter key on the keyboard, I get the right answer of £46,000 profit made in January. But having shown you how to do that, I'm now going to tell you that that's the wrong way to do things. The reason it's the wrong way is that you could easily make a mistake and type in, say, B8 minus B11, giving you the wrong answer. The technique I'm going to show you now will make sure that you never ever get the wrong answer. So I'm going to move back to B12, press the delete key on the keyboard once to get rid of the old formula, and now I'm going to show you a better way of doing the same thing. The better way is type the equals button on the keyboard once, click once with the mouse on the 129,000, press the minus key on the keyboard once, click once on cell B11, 83,000, and then press the enter key on the keyboard once. Using the mouse is much better than typing cell references in. So always remember, mouse is best when you're creating formulas. But there's an even faster way of doing it. Not necessarily better, but certainly faster. And that's to use the keyboard instead of the mouse. So I'm going to move back to the cell with 46,000 in, delete it once more, and now we're going to use the keyboard method of doing the same thing. I'm going to type equals on the keyboard once, press the up arrow 3 times to get to 129,000. I press the minus key on the keyboard once, and now I press the up arrow once to reach 83,000, and then I press the enter key on the keyboard once. And I got 46,000 really quickly then, without having to reach for the mouse at all. If you want to see an action replay of that, let me show you how quickly this works. Here we go. Now we're going to enter a formula that uses the multiplication operator. This employer is very generous, and he gives his staff a 10% bonus on any profits earned as an incentive for them to sell more. So in cell A13 I'm going to type the words 10% bonus and press the tab key once. The challenge now is to put a formula into cell B13 that will compute 10% of 46,000. That's the figure in B12. To do that, I type equals on the keyboard once. Because I'm using the mouse technique, I click on 46,000 once with the mouse, and then I type in the multiplication operator. Now on most keyboards that's a shifted 8. And then I can type in 0.1, which will compute 10% of 46,000. When I press the enter key, I find out that the lucky employees have 4,600 bonus for the month of January. It's important to realize that formulas are dynamic. In other words, they automatically recalculate whenever any of the cells in the formula change. For example, if you were to change the Paris cells to 45,000, when I press the enter key, it will cause the sales figure in B9 to change, which in turn will change the profit figure in B12, which in turn will change the bonus figure in B13. I'm going to press the enter key now and watch them all change. But I want to change Paris back to the way it was for future exercises, so I'll just correct it back to the 35,000 it was originally. Now I need to save my work with a new name, so Office button, Save As, Excel Workbook, and once again I'll put it in the practice folder, and I'll call it first quarter sales and profit 7.